Hi everyone, I'm Dragon with you. So today I'd like to talk about Alvanor event and all the things happening during this event. So as you can see, I got almost all the prizes, so I would like to highlight some most difficult quests on my road. So one of the most difficult quests was to collect 50 souls of heroes. Remember that you will need that one day. Then today we need 3 skin buffs, so just remember to save some of your resources to get 3 skins done. And actually today we also have getting 3 chests in adventures. So to do this quest you'll probably need to create a low level adventure where you can guaranteed getting 3 chests. Okay, so I would like to start from Elvenor's stories. This video will be dedicated to people who did not take part at the adventure and would like to know the story of Elvenor, how everything went on, and so on. So we start here from fighting with the first boss. I'll show you the fights with all bosses today, and we'll try to find out what came in. So let's check the intro. So actually, that's what happened. I did not want to spoil their voices with my own. So let's fight with the first boss. And Archer Squad is not happy what we've done. So we awakened Elvanor. And we see that Artemis says the tomb itself is the source of the corruption. But our heroes did not believe her and decided to awaken Elvenor to fight with corruption. So here we have 150th boss because I already fought with Artemis several times. This tech is based on physical damage, so obviously you'll need a physical team to deal with it, a strong tank with a lot of armor, and or you can play a dodge team, whatever. So I'll just play my casual team here and you'll see that everything's fine. So here we have 4 ladies trying to stop us. So they say that the tomb is itself a source of corruption. As you can see, these spring skins are used to make everything decorated right. And actually, a click wins the game for me because my team is very strong and I don't feel any problems here. Hey, what does it mean? So she told that she was the first one with her archers to find the tomb and she thinks it's the source of corruption. So Artemis says, remember my words, and I think she knows something. So probably she did not want to kill Elvanor, she just wanted to find out what happened and why the ruins are the source of corruption. And Thea and Kai are walking to the story to fight with bosses and to get all information. And living creatures around are trying to stand on the way but are being smashed. So next are werewolves. Let's try to get to them. So second part. So our heroes wanted to find the runes and help an Elvanor to recover. So as you noticed, he is kind of sick. So he feels the corruption, he wants to fight with it, and he's sick and exhausted after the present war, after the last war when he did not awaken. And actually, that looks like a story. So the story where other creatures collect and try to fight with us. Let's start this fight. And again, I think that werewolves are physical based creatures. So they deal a lot of physical damage. Well, a lot, I mean in general. As you can see, Asteros armor does not allow them to do anything here. But yes, werewolves are like tanks with physical damage, I believe. So you can use either Axel or Oliver here. I would recommend. A click, no problem. Okay, so let's check the ending of the story. So actually, as you can see, there was another key phrase telling that the corruption is following them. So if the corruption is following them, then logically someone has trouble with corruption at their party. And we believe that Thea and Kai are nice heroes who want to help. And yes, among some jokes, actually the problem is not with Kai and Thea. So let's check what's going on next. So here we go. Our heroes wanted to find runes and they saw the forest. Living creatures get corruption and suffer through, as you can see again, they tell us that the corruption follows us and it's by our side. So something is wrong with our party. But we still don't know what. Actually, you can guess, but I will not spoil that info for you. So we will get a bunch of AoE heroes dealing damage. So I would recommend you to either use something AoE healing, so like Martha, like Dorian, or just try to fight as with mages. So I'll make my party weaker just to show you what potentially could fight here. And let's try to defeat the opponent with a weaker team, but with a nice amount of heroes. So actually Dorian provides AoE healing. Cornelius fights with super intelligent creatures. As you can see, they deal still physical damage, so maybe I was wrong about getting this team. But still, as you can see, we've got magic damage, we've got physical damage here. And let's go the combo. So combo from Cornelius, dealing huge damage to the most intelligent creatures there. And yes, as you can see, another. So I use armor penetration plus Cornelius to deal a huge amount of damage to the most intelligent creature, to the super tree, I guess. And here we go. So almost a click. Still. Let's check the ending. So the trees told us that the corruption is here. And there was a meaning, so it's already here. Meanwhile, our heroes went to find all other runes. Let's check the next part of the story. So they wanted Elvenar to activate the Rune of Earth, and Andvari didn't want that to happen. Let's fight with him. Andvari is obviously a physical damage dealer, so once again Esteros will help a lot, and he will have a bunch of helpers. So let's play my casual team here. And I can let Axel play this time, not to go the casual party. So that's my basic arena team match. Oof, sorry. The poison, yes. So we are getting some kind of enemies on the road, and as you can see, they don't last long till you get like 200 something level. So just play a physical team, I think. Let's check the endings. What's wrong with our souls? I know my is pure. So Thea's souls is pure. Same about Kai. All the souls should be good and pure enough. But what about Alvanor's soul? So he is a creature, he was created. So as you can see, Alvanor starts treating other people like demon masters, something like that. We've seen Xisha before, and Xisha was arrogant too. So she told, "You insects, what are you doing here?" Something like that. So actually, as you can see here, Alvanor got the Rune of Earth, and after that he starts behaving a bit arrogant. So let's check what happens next. We're facing nice Dryads. More spring skins, obviously. So next we go to the Rune of Nature, and it is protected by some Dryads. Let's fight with them. There will be heroes. So again, those heroes, you may use any team you want actually, but remember that you need to hold the line. So you need to get another tank like Esteros, like obviously you can use Aurora because she's a universal tank with magic attack, with a nice dodge. So I would recommend Aurora and Esteros here. I will not change my team because, yes, actually enemy has Aurora as the main tank, but my team is too strong for her still. So as you can see, she tries to stop me and deal some damage in reverse, but it doesn't last long. So the Dryads tried their best to protect the Rune of Life, but before they get level 200 something, I can just click them. So it was not so hard, level 150. But I don't need to raid them, I'll need to check the story. Thieves, vandals, desecrators. Mao is very angry. Go away, the dreads aren't your friends. This lady is gorgeous, with an attitude to match. Oh. So yes, nice dreads. We're on our way. And now we move on to the next part where we see that Elvenor will be even worse. So the more power he gets, the something strange happens actually. Let's call this way. So it's time to proceed to the Rune of Life again. And this time some crazy drummer fighters will face us. And I would recommend you to be ready for the priest. So probably one of the biggest problems you will face is the priest. To deal with him, you can either play Yasmin dancing into him, or you can just play Cornelius' team and focus the priest with one shot. The other characters will be just a nice tank and some damage, that's it. So as you can see, we have two guardians there. Obviously, they will punish you for a weak tank, but my front line is strong too. And we have one mage, which will affect the fight for some time. So I would say that the best thing here, which will stop you, is the priest. But to deal with the priest, you can do two simple things. Thing number one, you can use Dark Flame from Celeste, and instead of healing, he will deal damage. Thing number two, you can activate Cornelius and one-shot the priest. So obviously I could wait till armor penetration, but I did not need to do that because that was enough. And Sia started understanding that something is wrong with Alvanor. So Elvenar went somewhere, and actually now we will face what happened to Elvanor truly. So Thea said that Elvanor needs some resurrection, maybe from the not from death obviously because he wasn't dead, he was just asleep, but from illness, from weakness, and obviously he needs to get back into normal. And Alvanor looks like he is happy to get all the runes and something went wrong. Let's check what happened. I haven't been here before. And I think that I'll spend all other Elvenor tomes to fight his dark form and to make the content more interesting. Day by day we encountered the corruption. Time and again we enraged and faithful guardians of the old grove. The corruption followed us, and so I finally understood. I am the source of corruption. So that's exactly what they told in the process. So first of all, we met defenders which told about the tombs that the corruption is there, and you will regret for doing with Alvanor. Then we faced trees and werewolves telling that something is wrong. Then we faced Andwari who told about non-pure soul. And non-pure soul was obviously again about Elvanor. So he really understood that he is the source of corruption. What a tragedy. No, no, how is this possible? Century after century, deep in my slumber, I was corrupted without even realizing it. The vile taint spread as it waited for its time to come. Soon it left the tomb. And now it is devouring me from within. Hour by hour I am losing my very self. And so I have made my decision. If I myself am the enemy, my ailing, vile side must be defeated. Yes, so obviously we will have to fight against Elvanor to defeat his dark side. It's kind of stylish. And when we defeat his dark side, he will probably be back to normal, because otherwise he's suffering. He's very weak, he suffers from corruption, and he can't fight. So Elvanor wants to be back with us, and before we need to fight his dark side. So let's try to fight with Elvanor. Basically, people told that uh, Jew doesn't work because the basic attacks are blocked. That Yasmin, some people like Hero War Secrets thought that Yasmin doesn't work about Alvanor. I would discuss this because anyway, if you play hand mod, then no problem, just wait the seconds while the damage is blocked, or over damage his barrier. That's it. So it's like what Oliver does, kind of barrier. That's it. So I'll play my basic team to fight with Dark Elvanor. We will do it for as many times as possible, so it's a boss. Okay, so it's a boss. I'm the real you, accept it already. So he blocked my basic attacks. But what about Celeste? Okay, he blocks Celeste attack too. Nice. Block, block, block. So we just need to wait before this block stops. And then we backstab him. Right? So I'll smash him with Chinmao. I'll try to avoid healing using Celeste. It's not a basic attack, so he will suffer from his own healing. And the only thing I don't like is that actually, yes, he blocks my basic attacks. So people told about being hard counter. I wouldn't say that he's a hard counter. He just blocks some of the damage. My friends and allies, at last I can breathe freely. My mind is clear as day. I've purged my soul of corruption. It's time to purify the old grove. Now this is the legendary hero in his true form. Welcome to my grove, Elvenar. The corruption no longer stands a chance. Here we go. So finally we defeated the dark form of Elvanor and all are happy. Finally he is back to normal and he can help us a lot. So what would I like to do is to buff the enemy boss 2 times. So now he will be nicer level. We can't see which exactly because of his head, but anyway, let's fight with the Elvanor Max. So 140th Elvanor this time. What should I do? So people told that yes, Elvanor is like a hard counter to Yasmin, maybe to Celeste, but let's check what can we do with Elvanor otherwise. Basically, we will attack him with Cornelius because he does not refer to any type of basic attack. Celeste will help us healing, but that's optional again. So we can also play Dante, we can also play Orion if you want. So whatever. I think that still I need to collect the basic amount of damage for my team. Probably we will try to fight with him, kind of Cornelius team, and I think that should work. So I got rid of Yasmin because last time Yasmin just destroyed Elvanor in a couple of hits. Yes, he blocked some of her attacks, but in the end, when she went through the barrier, he was instantly destroyed. Okay, so I think that this Elvanor is not exactly what happens as a casual Elvanor hero, so he can punish me for some reason, right? So the thing I want to do is just make him burn and wait to the triple combo. So here we go. Armor penetration, magic attack, and boom. That's exactly what can one-shot Elvenar. So basically, if you want to fight with Elvanor, I would advise you two things. Thing number one, you can play Isaac. Thing number two, you can try Cornelius. That's it. So I think that we go to the Elvanor shop. As you can see, I collected this character for 3 stars. I don't need more because actually I don't think that... Yes, Alvanor is a nice defensive hero, I would say. He also can play with magical teams. So if you run a magical team, then obviously he reduces enemy defenses and helps a lot. But if you run a physical team like mine, then Elvenor will be just a support healer and will win sometime. So yes, he's a nice hero, I would say, but I wouldn't say that he is a must-have anyway. So my decision about the coins, what should I do? Obviously, I want artifacts. So artifacts, as you can see, they are with equal price for all the details. So you need to collect all seer, spend some resources there. Traitor's Crown, that's Violet artifact. So basically what I need is Diviner's Orb for Cornelius, and that's how I can do it. But if you collect Violet artifacts, then remember then the price is equal. So you can check that by checking Hand of Glory. So 20 parts cost you 1,000. 80 parts should cost 4,000, right? But Enigma's Chronicles, as you can see, Enigma's Chronicles costs 5,000. So that's not an equal price for the artifact because Enigma's Chronicles is 80 parts, not 100. And if you go deeper, we can see that we can find a red artifact here. So 5 red artifacts which are used for Elvanor, and you need 200 parts to collect this artifact. Remember that. So actually I collected 2 dragon hearts during this event already, and maybe I would like to have another one or to have the Warrior of Mages. So these 2 artifacts are important for my main stack. I would like to use them, so probably I will buy something of them. And later today I will finish the quest of getting 3 chests and collect the rewards, then I will make my final decision. So I would recommend to trade into red items because 200 parts, if you multiply here, then you get 10,000. It's the basic cost basically, but it costs more. So the reason for that is that actually to get a red part, you need to spend usually at least 10 energy. While if you need to collect a violet part, the frequency is more and you can collect it for 6 energy. So if multiplying 10,000 by 10 and dividing by 6, what do we get? It's 100,000, right? Divided by 6. It's 10,000 plus 6,000 plus something. So in original, if you compare the energy spent for that, you would receive a price of 16,000 something. That's why I recommend you to buy orange artifacts if you seriously need them, but to prefer red artifacts. So my recommendation is buying red artifacts during the event which you really need. So for me it's the Warrior of Mages, I will need it, and Dragon's Heart. So I will buy Dragon's Heart right now. Okay, so I hope you find this video informative. You can check the stats of Elvanor if you haven't opened him already, so he can protect all the team from damage dealt by basic attacks. It absorbs some amount of damage, but as you've seen, Yasmin can easily overcome this barrier and just one-shot sometimes the barrier if she crits good enough. Then goes Rune of Nature, dealing damage, magical damage, and decreasing magic defense, actually. So for my team, that will help only for Celeste. Then goes Rune of Life, which heals the entire team for 4 seconds, recovering up to 50,000, as I remember, hit points. And the last ability, Harmony of the Grove, allows your keepers and all the team to get energy for the barrier, absorbing that amount of damage. So when the barrier is broken, all your team got extra energy, and Grove keepers get another barrier as a bonus. to absorb and to get them even more energy. So that's how Elvenar works. I would consider him as a strong support. Sometimes people try to play him even instead of Martha. So I would consider Elvenar as a strong hero, but he does not fit my stack. So actually he fits in defense, but I need something better in offense. So that's why I prefer Marta, that's why I prefer Celeste. Maybe I'm wrong, but Alvanor needs resources and time to be upgraded, while my main heroes are already there. So thanks for attention. Hope this video was informative. I would like to remind you that this video is mainly done for people who missed the event of Elvanor, who will play in the future, and as a result, sorry for background noise, as a result you will know what to do with this hero and how everything started. So thanks for watching, see you in my next videos.